Welcome to Vinnie Colaiuta's Drum Solos Transcribed. So I have 4 transcriptions prepared for you from this solo right here. If you have not seen it, you need to check it out. Definitely one of the most legendary drum solos ever, where Vinnie Colaiuta, Steve Gadd, and Dave Weckl all share the stage. So check out the link to that video in my description. I've also included the links to all of Vinnie's solos in this video in the description box as well. Today we're going to be going over 4 different solos. One that I dubbed the coolest, my favorite solo, the most technically challenging, and the one that I feel like is easiest to learn. So in this video, I'm not going to spend 30 minutes dissecting every single note. We're going to go over the themes, and the goal is to pull back the curtain on what Vinnie Colaiuta does that makes him sound so amazing. Quick disclaimer, the only person that can sound like Vinnie is Vinnie. So we're just going to talk about themes. Here we go. So starting out is the coolest drum solo. They're all amazing, but let's go ahead and hear Vinnie's solo in the context of the entire performance. Okay, so let's go right into hearing it just with the drums, with the metronome a little bit slowed down. Simply amazing, but let's go ahead and break down some of the themes. One theme that you're going to see recurring in all these solos, or the majority of the solos, is linear descending patterns on the toms. Okay, so if you see this, 50 being the highest note, or the highest rack tom, going down to the second to lowest floor tom. Okay, lots of up and down type of linear phrasing. Lots of 30-second note ghost notes with either digga digga dat dat or digga 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 dat dat. In this case, oversimplifying, but again, we're just going over themes. This was a very unique phrase because he slowed down a little bit in between 6 tuplets and 30 seconds. So septuplets, groups of 7, going down the toms all the way to the lowest floor tom, going back up, catching the ride cymbal on the way back up, which is awesome. Again, some accented and ghosted 30-second note phrasing to hold the glue all together. Very interesting metric change or meter change here from 30 seconds to 6 tuplets. You'll see that theme as well. You'll also see like a high-low voice theme where, 36 is the kick, 41 is the floor tom, 50 is the rack tom. So there's kind of a play in 30-second notes between hand foot, hand foot, hand foot, which is considered a lot of people call linear singles. You can play them slow, you can play them fast, they sound amazing. And then this is a natural sticking pattern, right, left, right, left, right, left. Downbeat on the kick and the crash, 2 ghost notes on the snare, 2 kicks and cymbals on the hands and feet, 2 ghost notes on the snare, 2 kicks and cymbals together, repeated. This can also be played right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right. But he chose to open it up so then you can have left-right crashes on the cymbals, which actually adds a visual component. So awesome job there. Let's look at the most technically challenging one. Okay, lot to dissect on this one, so let's hear just the drums with the metronome a little slower. First of all, and this is going to be kind of a theme throughout, is going to be 30-second notes on the snare drum. Think of a single stroke 30-second note roll, single stroke roll on the snare, all ghosted, and then you're picking accents to hit with the bass drum and the cymbal. Okay, and that's where you're going to see a lot of the accent patterns. If you look at the top X on the note head being the cymbal, and all these 38 in parentheses being ghost notes on the snare, okay? So think of that conceptually going into this. But to start out, again, digga digga dot dot type of ghosted and accented 30-second note patterns, which we're not really going to get into a whole lot in this video. This is, again, a linear single-ish type of pattern, Okay, but if you look at this, every time the kick hits, which is the 36, the hand hits as well, 51 being the ride cymbal. Okay, all of the inner beats here, these notes here, are all going to be ghost notes. Okay, so this whole phrase here starts on the last 32nd note of beat 2, but it goes into hand, hand, or I'm sorry, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, right, left. Okay? And so his right hand is staying on the ride cymbal, his left hand is staying on the snare. Every time he hits the ride cymbal, he hits the kick. Okay? Oversimplification, but it's important to understand that if you just take that and just shed that, you just work on it for 2 hours and you work on all the different combinations, you're going to come up with some really amazing patterns and you're going to be able to do something similar to this. Now here's where it gets fucking crazy, is when he actually moves his left hand up and down the kit and he moves his right hand to the bell of the ride cymbal instead of the top of the ride cymbal. And he starts to add more doubles on the right hand, 2 against 2. So hand, hand, so right, right, left, left. But every time you hit the right, you hit the kick. Okay, and that's right here. And then also right, right, left. So he's playing 2 on the ride cymbal bell and 1 on, in this case, the highest rack tom, which is 50. So if you watch the video, he's literally going, this is going up. So this is floor tom, medium tom, high tom, medium tom, floor tom. So he's just going up and down, okay? And playing either single or double on the ride cymbal bell and hitting the kick every single time uniform. Sounds beefy as hell. It's blazingly fast, and it's also displaced so it doesn't sound like everything's on the downbeat every single time, even though you can see a lot of those ride cymbal hits, actually every single bell hit is on the downbeat. So even though it sounds crazy, a lot of these, actually all of these notes right here are all on the downbeats. So very interesting. Now this is, again, 32nd note, ghosted, single stroke roll on the snare, adding in different accents but alternating them, okay? Just looking at the themes here, oversimplification, but that's what we're looking for here. You can see a lot of 38s in parentheses and a lot of X's here on top. Obviously the kick's hitting when the cymbal's hitting. And then the last bar, same theme as the previous bar, except that these are all double rights, okay? So again, you can see a pattern. Right, right, left, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right, left, left, okay? That's a lot of notes. But we're just saying every time the right hand hits, the kick hits, and we're going to ghost the inner beats on the snare. He actually does that continually until the end of the decadickets, until the end of the solo. So let's look at my favorite one. My favorite, just as a heads up, is because he comes in on the upbeat at the end of Steve Gadd solo, which is really amazing. But let's hear how it sounds in the context of the performance. Okay, so two themes that jump out on this one before I play the drums only is I really want you to look at this phrase right here, which is all going to be hand, hand, foot, hand, hand, foot. It's either right, left kick or left, right kick, okay? Typically, if it's a John Bonham style, it's going to be in 6-tuplet meter. In this case, he did 32nd notes, which is awesome. And then also when he gets here, all throughout here, you can kind of see all these are toms, okay? 41, 50 is the floor tom and highest rack tom, okay? There's a lot of play on just the toms. There's not a lot of fancy footwork here. There's literally 5 kick hits in this entire thing. So it's a lot of going high voice and low voice and just playing an open 32nd note pattern, which adds a lot of texture, okay? So let's definitely key into that. Here's the drums only, a little slower with the metronome. So the only other theme that I didn't go over here is starting 6-tuplet and then increasing speed to 30 seconds. So that metric, that modulating change, I guess technically it would be a meter change, so something metrically you're going from this speed to that speed and then kind of speeding up and slowing down adds a nice color and variation to the solo, so you're not just playing blazing 30-second notes the entire time. The other theme in this one is going to be starting how you end, okay? So he started on 6-tuplets, he ended on 6-tuplets, okay? and again, the play between high voice, low voice to create that dynamic contrast, more of a pitch contrast, high, low, but either between the toms or the toms themselves, the high and low toms, or between the toms and the kick. So let's move on to one that you can actually learn, and we're going to break this one down. Let's hear it in the performance first. Okay, couple things to point out so I don't forget to talk about them. This is the standard 2 against 2, okay? But he makes it non-standard, which makes it sound amazing. But all of the hands are played with just the left hand. So left, left, kick, kick, left, left, kick, kick. But then when he gets to the end, this is actually played right, right, kick, kick, right, right, kick, kick. So you're taking a basic concept and you're making it complicated in 2 different ways, which we're going to talk about in a moment. But let's hear it with just the drums. And the crowd is cheering extra loud at the end of this one. They really, not that they didn't cheer for the other drummers, but they really like the visual component because it's got a bit of a flash to it. Really good building block, again, for his solos, just ghosted 30-second notes with accents. He's actually splashing the hi-hat. That's what 44 is, hi-hat foot with the circles. You're just letting the cymbals splash together. Playing a nice, straightforward pattern, kind of easing into the solo. This is going to be another signature Vinnie lick, linear singles, hand, foot, hand, foot, hand, foot. Except again, he's adding it, making it interesting because he's playing, this is all snare, kick, all ghosted snare, but this is all with their left hand. All of this phrase is with the right hand, okay? So you could literally, he chopped it up a little bit, but you could literally play all left hand, hand, foot, all right hand, foot, and it adds a balanced kind of component to it visually. And then here, on the next bar, we're going to be looking at all of the hands are played on the left hand only, which again adds a visual component. But also in this, key into the fact that the bass drum hits are on the downbeats. Typically when people play 2 against 2, they play hand, foot, hand, foot, hand. It's very downbeat, very vanilla, very boring. He actually starts with the flam, so then the hands are on the upbeats and the kicks are on the downbeats, and he's playing the left hand only. Little bit of a meter change here, adding in a little bit of 6-tuplet, and then ending with the scrape. So between the middle tom and the floor tom, all right hand, right foot, right foot, adding in the ride cymbal for one of those hits, and then just ending with the snare and the crash together, because he's ending with the standard 2 against 2, but making it non-standard. So overall, definitely a few different themes to study here. Only person that can sound like Vinnie is Vinnie. This just pulls back the curtain a bit. Make sure you check out the rest of the transcriptions that I prepared for the rest of the solo. 9 in total. All the links will be in the description to the video. Thanks for watching, and happy drumming.